about our last video here is going to talk about, how you go about getting help in class, right? You're going to have questions. I'm under no illusion that my videos are so great that you'll just understand everything the first time without needing more clarification. I know that's definitely not the case. So what are the ways you can get help throughout the quarter? So let me share my screen here. All right, so I want to first draw your attention to the very top of the page here, important Zoom information. Okay, so the first type of Zoom way of getting help is to attend the daily Zoom meeting. Okay, now the daily Zoom meeting is optional, so you are not required to attend. This is an asynchronous class. I haven't set a time the class is supposed to meet, so it is not a part of your grade at all showing up there. However, I think you'll find it really helpful. So in this daily Zoom meeting, this is when our class will gather in a Zoom room, and we'll do a number of things. It'll basically kind of like a study session. I can go more deeply into particular concepts. I can explain them a little differently maybe than I did in the video. So a good type of question to come there with would be, hey, I didn't really understand when you were explaining this, in the video notes. So can you talk about that some more? So I can do that. I can look at specific homework questions with the group, and just really anything that comes up. So that's a really good one to come to, and this is the link for it. Now it's offered at a variety of times, right? So I sent a survey to you asking what your availability, and so I'm hoping that I get most people. I might not get everybody with these times, but hopefully most people can at least meet at least once or twice a week if they so chose to. And that's the reason for this 7 to 8 p.m. I don't love doing evenings, but under the circumstances, I want to make sure that I make myself available at least one night during the week. So that's the daily Zoom meeting. With this one, you can just come to the meeting and ask me questions there. And you can type into the chat on Zoom. You can raise your hand. If there's kind of a break or a silence, you can just speak up, right? So we won't be super formal about it, but you can ask questions there. Or if like the day before something you want covered, a good way to make sure that your question gets priority is to just send me a message saying, hey, tomorrow I'd really like to talk about this, and I can put it on my agenda and go right into it. Then there's office hours. So office hours are a little bit different, right? So the Zoom meeting is just our class, but a lot of people will be coming in all at once. The office hour is more the traditional office hour, like that you have in class, where you come to the office, and if there's multiple students, there might be multiple students from different classes there, and so you kind of have to take turns, and so that's kind of similar. So you can just drop in at these times here, and I see I have a typo. That should be 10 a.m. Sorry, but you can just drop in, ask me questions, and I can help you out on an individual basis. If there's kind of multiple people there, what I'll probably do is, if I'm already helping someone and you come in, I might put you in a breakout room and say, okay, I'll be with you in a few minutes, and I'll kind of hop back and forth between the rooms. But it should be really a productive time. So that's when my office hour is. What I will say about office hours, though, it's really important, is that I am completely open to making appointments otherwise. So if you're like, hey, I really want to meet with you during your office hour, and none of those times work for me this week, then just send me a message on WAMAP saying, hey, can we schedule a time to meet? And we'll find a time that works for both of us. And then you would just use the exact same link. Basically, we would both click on it at the appointed time and meet together. Then lastly, there's Math Care for All. So that's our online math center, and that uses a different link. But it's open at these times here. And basically what you do is you just click on the link. There's a greeter to kind of bring in and ask you, what you need help with. Then then they'll pair you with an instructor or a tutor who can help you with that, and you just get your homework questions answered that way. So I really encourage you to take advantage of this. It's a really good resource that we want to offer to help you out. All right, so those are the kind of the main face-to-face ways to get help. But also, you know, you may not have time or our schedules may not line up for us to be able to do something face-to-face, and you might have questions. So one other feature is we're going to use the forum for your questions. Okay, and so here's how this will work. Let me open up a particular assignment. So let's go into this one here. Okay, so if I'm doing this and I am struggling with this problem here, what I can do is click on Post to Forum. So if I click on this, what it does is it automatically pastes the question down here, and then up here I can ask my question. You know? And what's really helpful is maybe, you know, so let's see, I am getting the wrong answer. I have attached my work. So it's really helpful if you can attach your work, you know, using the paperclip here. So take a picture, attach your work, you know, or maybe you can just describe what you're doing or something like that. But you can ask the question and then you can hit post thread. And then it takes you to the forum. Now, what I'm going to do as your instructor is I'm going to click, whenever I see these, I'm going to click on them. And then I can just hit reply and answer your question. And it's nice, you know, I can use mathematics. I can type mathematics in here, 2x minus 5 equals 4, you know, stuff like that. And then I can post my reply and it goes right here. What I would like to say is that it doesn't just need to be me responding. I think it's really great if you respond to each other as well. And, you know, if you see what someone's done or someone's question and you think, oh, I know how to do that, I think I can help them. I really encourage you to do that. You know, there's nothing in it for you in terms of like points or grades or anything like that, but I just think that you explaining to other people really helps you understand the material better, and it helps out your fellow students. But that being said, I'm always going to be looking at every one of these. I'm never just going to be like, oh, someone else answered it, so I don't need to even look at it. I'm going to make sure that the answers are accurate, obviously, and make sure that your question got answered sufficiently. One other thing I will say too, though, is that you'll notice this survey question here. This is the thing I want you to do on day one. So just to kind of get you used to this forum idea, I click on survey question. Basically, what I want everybody to do is to reply to this post here that I made, and then you can see here's my reply to these particular prompts. So basically, we just want to get to know you to the extent possible online. And what I really encourage you to do is, so first of all, if I'm going to respond, to give my answers to these questions, then I'm going to hit reply up here. Okay, and then I'm going to give my answers to the questions. If I want to respond to what someone else said, then I'm going to hit reply on their post. So here's the answer that I gave. So if I wanted to reply to that, you know, and I wanted to say something like, you know, okay, you know, I like snowboarding. Oops, spell that correctly. Snowboarding also, you know, something like that. Then I would post the reply there, and then it would go right under this person's, right? But when you're giving your answers, make sure you hit reply on this one. All right. And then finally, what I would say is, while my preference is for you to always ask me questions using the forum, you know, you definitely still want to be able to communicate me with using the messaging system. So if at any point you have a question for me and it's a little more, you know, it's not something that would benefit the entire class, especially like, hey, I just did the grade calculator and it says I have an F, you know, can you help me out with that, right? You know, so something like that, obviously you don't want to post that on, right? So you just send me a message there. But if it's at all, you know, just, you know, I have a question on homework, I encourage you to post it to the forum because other people will benefit from seeing it. And when you come across a question of yours, I encourage you to just click on the formula and and then see if the question you have is already there and maybe has already been answered. All right, so that's how you get help in the class. Don't hesitate to use all those different features that I've made available. And I look forward to working with all of you.